This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Drip and G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb.
There's several different layers to this one, which I want to talk about. The first one, obviously, the leak itself. Where I want to talk about where this came from, too, because I think that's a very interesting topic to go into. So let's go over the leak itself. So as most of you know, Nintendo Switch Online has some consoles on it. We've got Nintendo 64. We've got Super Nintendo. We've got Nintendo. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance have been rumored for just about as long as the service has been up. Am I right? We got leaks for it, I don't know, last year. We got them 2 years ago, I think, too. There's actual footage which is gone from the internet. I mean, it just shows these emulators running on the Switch. That's the thing, though, man. Like, okay, so they're saying, like, from my understanding of this, it looks like the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color have their own emulator. And then the Game Boy Advanced has its own emulator, which is not done. This isn't coming out anytime soon, but clearly this is something they're working on. I mean, we may get Game Boy and Game Boy Color games whenever. That seems to be done. But the Game Boy Advanced one, I guess, is not quite done. It's called the code name for the emulator is called Sloop.
Sloop.
You remember the mini systems, the classic systems?
Yes.
They did the emulation for those too. So it's the same people responsible, I guess. So it's either somebody there or somebody directly at Nintendo has leaked this. Either way, like, this is something we don't see this often from, like, the inside of Nintendo. This is not something that happens very often or ever.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's clearly, if you look at that footage, which it's gone. So, and but the brief time we got to take a look at it, it definitely seemed like it was a guy on a phone recording putting his camera onto the screen, showing the camera of the Switch, and him just playing what looked to be a very jank version of an emulator, a fake online emulator for the Game Boy Advance. Who pissed off who for this to happen?
I wonder if that's the situation. If it's just like a disgruntled employee was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm putting this online.
Dude, like what happened? I
don't know.
It's not a surprise, right? I was just showing you guys some video here of there's on the Wii U. I actually got Minish Cap recently. There are Game Boy Advance games already. Nintendo's already re-released them as the Virtual Console on other systems like the 3DS and the Wii U. Totally out of sight, out of mind. And then, like, this happens the other day, and it's like, reminds me, like, oh yeah, I wanted Game Boy games. Like, before we got 64, I wanted Game Boy games, and then, like, it's not a surprise. Like, a lot of people were talking about it, including myself, and they already exist on the Wii U. So it just kind of, like, just get the right emulator for the Switch, and bada bing, bada boom, you got some Nintendo, or you got some Game Boy Advance games. So on the Switch,
the list I'm interested in. So okay, let's for you. Yeah,
well, I'll read it. I can read the list.
The video listeners or the video watchers, I guess, can see. So the ones in yellow are in the ROM folder. Not in the leaked build. They're in the folder, but not in the leaked build. All these are the ones that have been tested. So none of these are actually, like, confirmed. This is just stuff that they have tested. That's all we really actually know. They're in the folder. This is the stuff that's been pulled out of there. And I mean, it's a nice list. I mean, I honestly want to start at the bottom of the list.
Yes, I was going to. So we got Legend of Zelda Minish Cap.
That one and Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission.
Yeah.
Like, those, that's what I want. And I think those will be, like, day ones. Like, if they're going to bring this stuff, I feel like those are big ones. Those are day ones.
I would say no, because Nintendo likes to keep us from having fun. And they wouldn't give us Minish Cap because it's too fun. But let me tell you, that is the perfect.
But they've given us a Zelda game at the release of every single one of these classic systems that they put on the.
It's the Minish Cap's got to have. They got to release Minish Cap. I mean, it's on the Wii U.
Yeah, and that's the only one that looks like it was on this list to be tested. I mean, I would love to see that. I'd love to see that because I have that. That's one I still haven't played. I have it on this arcade machine back here, but man, that's not a way I want to play. Honestly, anything, and unless it's an actual arcade.
You
game.
should buy it on the Wii U before. I mean, you should buy it on the Wii U before the shop closes because it's really fun. Like it's seriously.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Really
yeah,
fun.
I mean, I've seen a lot of.
It's $8.
I've seen. Yeah, I know. My Wii U is over there under my TV right now, not even hooked up. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. So I get most notables. We got Minish Cap. We have Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3, WarioWare, Wario Land 4, Pokemon Pinball, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Metro Fusion, as you said. Mega Man is on here. We got some Mario versus Donkey Kong. I mean, a lot of these, I'm looking at these. There's a lot of these. Mario Golf Advance Tour,
Mario
Kart
Super Circuit,
Mario Party Advance. A lot of these are already on the Virtual Console on the Wii U. I recognize these from the like none of this list is not really surprising whatsoever.
I mean, none of these lists would be surprising. I mean, like if they're going to bring the system, you know what they're going to bring.
Yeah,
like it's not hard to figure out. Like, okay, I mean, think back to your favorite Game Boy Advance game. It's probably going to be there.
Yeah. Now they're just testing.
Favorite for a reason.
They're just testing these, so we're
exactly.
not guaranteed to get a fourth of them.
But it's interesting. It's very interesting to see some of this stuff. So there was another thing that I just saw today. It looks like some weird stuff that they are also testing with this, and I'm not sure. Again, all this is rumor, so we don't know if it's actually true or not. But Pokemon Stadium was a game for the 64, and you could hook that up to like Game Boys and bring with the transfer pack. You could bring your Pokemon over to Pokemon Stadium. Right?
Yeah.
So it seems like with whatever was found last night or yesterday or whenever it was, that they're going to utilize that in some way. That same technology, bringing Pokemon from whether it is maybe, I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe it's from if they add Pokemon to the Game Boy games and then the 64 game, you could transfer there. But I had this thought actually while we were doing the pre-show, where we actually, get ready for the show.
Yes.
What if they use Pokemon Home? Because Pokemon Home is where I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but I believe Pokemon Home is where you store all your Pokemon, right? From all your games. Like,
yes.
Okay. So what if they use that and then they put Pokemon Stadium on the 64 online, but you could pull maybe just the ones that are in the game. You can't put all. Obviously, they're not going to make new animations of an old 64 game, but maybe you had like a menu in your Pokemon Home where you could bring them over and fight them in Pokemon Stadium. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. There's other ways you could do it too. I mean, save data from Sword and Shield, save data from Let's Go. That would work. Save data from Let's Go would definitely work.
Yeah, but would they do that on their online service? Would they connect those games
maybe
like that?
I don't know.
Would they go through the effort? Have you tried playing an online game on Nintendo Online and how it's still not fixed?
Some of them are fine.
No. I'm talking about online connection. Like,
oh yeah, well that's
like
spotty.
playing Nintendo Switch online at any game.
It's spotty.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like the Game Boy games aren't a surprise to me. Like I think that's something we pretty much knew was gonna happen. I mean, you and I have both been saying, everybody just wait and see what this turns into. The online service, the expansion pack. And I mean, we're seeing it again. Like I keep coming back to that, but we are watching this thing turn in to everything that everybody wants. We're watching it turn into it. And this is going to be another piece of it. So you say, will Nintendo do that? Will they do that? But I mean, yeah, I think honestly at this point, this could be something really cool with that online. Like that would be really cool to add in there. That type of feature, something where you can do that with like, a Pokemon Stadium and a Pokemon Home thing. I don't know. I don't know exactly how they would do it. I'm not the Pokemon guy. We would need to bring Tyson on to talk about that.
Yes.
But I'm saying something of that nature where it's like you bring this game and you can do things with your Game Boy games, or who knows? Maybe you can take from Pokemon Home and load Pokemon into the Game Boy games. You know what I mean?
On a real Game Boy?
No, onto if they
the
put
online
it on the
Game
Boy, if they put the Pokemon games on the online service.
Who knows what? Dude, I got no idea. they could do a number of different things.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know. At this point, I know you're like, oh, but will they do it? I feel like we're starting to get to the point, especially with this, with the online service expansion pack. Like, this is, if we're going to see stuff like that, that's where we're going to see it. That's the place where we're going to be like, oh, Nintendo's actually doing something cool here. Like the Mario Kart DLC we've been waiting on forever. And everyone was like, how are they not doing that? That's why. There it is. Ton of it. Giant Animal Crossing DLC. Boom. There it is.
We're getting Game Boy Advance games. It's really a matter of when and not if.
When do you think we're going to get them? Let me ask you this before you even answer that.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to drop all of it at once? All right. Multi-part question. We're gonna get a little deep here. All right. Okay. Multi-part question. Question 1. Is this all one thing? If not, how's it split up? Are we going to do it Game Boy and Game Boy Color in the regular tier? Game Boy Advanced in the tier with 64? If they are split up, do we see them at the same time? Do we see these ones drop the same day as these ones? Like, we're going to put these in here, but we're going to put these in here. But if you have this one, you also get those.
I'm having this inner struggle. People who are saying that this service is overpriced and agreeing with them. The other side of the struggle is that it is not too expensive. I mean, just looking at the virtual console for the Wii U, I mean, like Minish Cap, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. That's $10 each on virtual console. That's $20.
And Minish Cap's what, $7.99, correct?
Yes, but like, yeah,
all those games like $7.99.
My point is, we get those 2 games plus a fuck ton more on the on the current online thing, and it's only what is it, 60? It's 50 for
50 for a single,
and then 80 for a family.
Which I mean, you know, we just made a team in the Discord.
If you don't
we
like
all paid $10.
If you don't like the games and you don't like the DLC they put on there, obviously you wouldn't buy it. Just like you would say that to say it's overpriced is wrong though, because it's not.
It's not overpriced.
No one complained about the virtual console. In fact, people said, "Fuck your Nintendo Online, put a virtual console on the Switch." And if they were to do that, then Ocarina and
Console is people are mad because they don't want I don't want all these games. I want to be able to pick which games I want. But it's like, you're just getting them all. Like, you're paying a little bit more. You're paying. I mean, come on. Let's be.
If you want virtual console, I have news for you. You can have it for a limited time.
Not for much longer.
Not for much longer, but get yourself one of these guys.
Well, I mean, you can't expect people to just go back and buy a $200 system
$100
that came out 10 years.
$100.
Okay, yeah, well,
it's a very good price.
Depending on where you get it. Yeah, depending on where you get it. I mean, people want an actual virtual console on the Switch, and I don't care that much. But I mean, I understand where they're coming.
I understand.
I'm fine with the current system that they're doing. I think this is good because there's a big difference with things we saw on the Wii U that we see on the Switch now, and I think that's why this structure works better. I bought a Wii U. Okay? Bought a Wii U. It came with a digital version of Mario Kart 8, not deluxe, just the regular Mario Kart 8 on it. Because those games at that time were not tied to your account. They were tied to the system. So now Nintendo's finally moving into this age where the things are tied to the account, not the system. So we're going to be able to like switch to whatever's next after that. We're not going to have to worry about losing all of this stuff anymore. Like, you look at Game Pass, like, nobody moved from an Xbox One to an Xbox Series S or X and lost everything on Game Pass. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're paying for this stuff, but we're not going to have to rebuy it again. Everybody wants to bitch about rebuying stuff all the time. They're literally giving us the opportunity to not have to do that anymore. We just do our monthly subscription, and they're giving us all this other stuff too. We're about to get more stuff on top of it. I don't know, man. I mean, I think right now it's hard for a lot of people to stomach. It's hard for a lot of people to move to this structure when it's been different for so long.
Yeah.
I think once the new Switch comes out and they see like, oh yeah, all this stuff just moves over. It's all good. All your old games are there. It's backwards compatible. Everything's good. We're good. And yes, Julian says in the chat, no ownership. But man, at this point, the way games are, as many updates that are pushed to games, patches, things like that, you don't own it anyway. Doesn't matter. If it's off your system and you're trying to play it 10 years later, you're never going to be able to find those downloads to get the actual version of the game you want. You're going to be playing an outdated version of the game anyway. Nobody owns them. I mean, at this point, there's no way that you can say, I have this game and this is my game. Once we started pushing online patches, things like that, it's out the window now. It doesn't matter. Unless they're going to actually keep up with that stuff, which at this point, some do, some don't. We see it's hit or miss. So, I mean, I don't know. And I obviously lean all digital. So, you
don't say.
Little biased in this situation. And I know Julian leans the other way, which is fine. It's just, I don't know. To me, I'm fine with this. I like Game Pass. Like, do I use all of Game Pass? No, I don't. Do I use really, I mean, not a lot of it at all, but I like it. I like that it's there. I'm willing to pay for that every month. And I think Nintendo Online's going the same way. These advanced games are going to make it just that much more worth it. I don't know. I can't wait to see when they come out. Again, back to the question. When do you think they're coming out?
Let me grab my dart. Hold on.
All right.
They're coming out.
Oh my God, I know what you're going to say. September.
No, I wasn't, but that's a better idea. They're coming out in September, baby. Minish Cap, the Zelda Direct.
Answer for everything Nintendo. Oh, that?
September
Direct. Easy. Easy. I know exactly when that's coming out. It'll be in the September Direct for sure.
I got no if I had an idea, I would. I don't.
I do.
Okay. What do you got?
I think they'll come out separately. I think
you mean I'm sorry.
I think they'll come out on the same day.
You had a multi-part question.
They will come out. I think they will come out. I think the Game Boy and Game Boy Color stuff will be in the standard online, and I think the Game Boy Advance will be with the 64 in the expansion pass.
Is anybody saying saying the $20 one is overpriced?
Not really. No.
So there's no way in hell they're adding anything to that. They're going to add more. Right. They're going to add more NES and SNES, but they're not going to add another console.
You might be right, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like those go with each other. So it's like they stay there, and then Game Boy Advance comes with 64.
I could see that happen, but I say that they all go to the expansion pack.
Okay. I mean,
I also think they all come out together on the same, like at the same time. I do think the same day. I do agree with you there. I think they will come on the same day. I just think they're going to be in two different places. But if you get the one, obviously you get all of it. You know what I mean? I think we either get all of it or a single. So like we'll get the Game Boy original first, for example, or we'll get all of it at once. Different date, like we'll have different dates when it actually drops, but the announcement will be either one Game Boy console, or they'll announce all the Game Boy consoles at once. Now,
it's going to be all. I really think it's going to be all.
I think that's a podcast. That's a wrap. We're headed to the after show, which, Drip, I'm sorry to say this now. We forgot one humongous piece of news that is a complete idiotic move on our part.
What's that?
This little game, this little franchise, starts with an X, called Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Don't care.
Dropped the trailer. Are you serious?
Don't care. I don't care. I don't like the game. I know it's a big deal. They moved it up. Cool. Okay. I don't know. Do you want to talk about it?
In the after show.
Okay, we'll talk about it in the after show. I just don't care.
Yeah. So peace out, Girl Scouts, for all you audio people. We're gonna head to the after show, so patrons can listen to us talk about it. Xenoblade and Drip how he hates it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Don't care. Bye.